What's up, y'all? My name is Karina Cook. I am a tax and financial strategist. I'm a CEO, a businesswoman, a faith-led businesswoman at that. Welcome to Evolving Out Loud, where on this podcast, we talk about finance, faith, entrepreneurship, structure, strategy, and how you can actually have a sense of purpose in business with being real and authentic. Today, we're going to talk about not needing money, right? You don't need money. You need more order in your business and more clarity with where you are. I think this is an important topic because a lot of people feel like they need more income, and too much, whom much is given, much is required. With more money doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. You're still going to have to manage that money and do it in a way that is going to be beneficial versus detrimental. The problem is how you manage what you currently have. You can make more money, you can have more money, but the problem can really be, are you able to keep the money that you have? And I think it's really important to know the difference and understand what that looks like for you as an entrepreneur, because you could go and get more income, but you still feel like you're broke, or you still feel like it's mismanaged, or on your profit and balance sheet, it shows something different than what you actually have in your hand, right? And I think it's very important to know the difference. So in this podcast episode, I want to talk about how you can lead with that, right? How you can structure with what you have now and hold off on thinking that you need more money to do that. No, you just need to manage what you have. So here we are. If you're not structured spiritually, then you might not even be structured in your regular life, because that leads to other things: loneliness, confusion, brokenness. As we start to lead with structure and strategy, I think it's important to understand where you fully are right now and take a step back to really assess financially where your money is actually leaking. Is there opportunity that you can either cut something that is not working? Can you increase the area more that is working for you in this more than in other areas? What that look like, Rena? If I had a business, right? For example, I started to offer too many services. I was offering so many different services that it was not serving me. I had a boatload of different products that people wanted, but it wasn't serving anyone, because I would here and there get these products and I would be using my time to market this certain thing. But on the flip side, everyone wanted this other thing that I had. And it took a while for me to really look at my statements and go, where is the problem? I'm here spending time trying to advertise and market and talk about this, or had all these services that I was offering, and I didn't focus on these core services that were very beneficial to people. Actually, when I started to leverage that, and I took myself back and said, how can I leverage this point of where my business is with what people are asking for, and what makes more sense that I can scale with? And so for you, I challenge you to actually look at what you offer and say, okay, what is it that I'm actually really serving people at? What capacity could that be somewhere that you can actually manage and structure in a way that's going to serve you and your client, or your service and product that you're offering to people? When I think about, have I ever made money and still felt broke? Yes, it has been many times where I was bringing in money. And like I mentioned before, your profit and loss, or your balance sheet, or whatever you're taking your income in as, and you're looking it over, and then you're also looking at what you're actually spending in your business. And you either talk to your accountant, or you're assessing this yourself and you're looking and saying, I made 100,000, but why does it not feel that way? At that point, this is where I say, take a look at what you're actually doing, what your services are, who you're serving, and you need to get clear on that. Maybe there's a message that is not being conveyed to your audience, or to the people you're trying to serve, in a way that justifies it's your service. Back to what I was saying with me offering the service that just did not align with the people, right? Meanwhile, on the back end, I see the service that I can really ramp up. Or there could be another area that you can actually just improve in this specific area, or offer that you're offering to someone so that you can enhance it more in order to increase your cash flow. And I find that to be very interesting, because when you do that, I feel like you're serving at a higher level, right? Because now at this point, you are actually tailoring a service according to what you feel the market truly needs based off of your gift, talent, and treasure that you're offering. So when I say, when spiritually and structurally, when you're looking at those as an equally yoked, and not, sometimes spiritually actually is going to be way more yoked than structure. For this illustration, if you're looking at that, you're saying, okay, where can I enhance? Where can I really truly be of service of the community or who I'm serving? Because if you don't want to cut your expenses, y'all, that's one thing. Cutting your expenses, to me, I think you can, especially with personal finance, but also you can also make more money. And that goes with a lot of things. But would I want to cut something that's probably going to be a 50 to $100 cut? Sure, but I would rather make three, four, $500 more, right? So when I say that, it's really identifying what you have as, what am I offering people? How can I leverage more of what I'm offering and put more effort into this, so that now I feel I'm in a place where I can grow financially? Okay. And when we say you don't need more money, you need more order, this is where I truly believe it. Once you figure out what your offer is, let's say I'm figuring out what I'm actually offering somebody, or to what magnitude it needs to be offered. Maybe some things need to be tweaked or enhanced, because at this point, now you can increase what you're offering, right? As far as your fee or your price or the investment it is for them to pay to work with you. You can increase that because now you're focused really on that, giving that immense value to them. Okay. And so when we talk about order, that could be one thing that you can actually leverage. Another thing order can be is truly looking at what you have and identifying how you're truly managing that. So again, when we talk about expenses, what are you actually looking at that you're not utilizing well enough? Because I know as entrepreneurs and business owners, you get these things that you think is cool. They have these shiny things, but they're not working for you. For example, for me, I bought a Cricut machine now, or yeah, Cricut cut machine. And I, in the beginning, thought I was going to go heavy on the clothes making. I thought it was going to be end all be all. I'm like, I'm going to get my own products. I'm going to do this. And though it may come down the line, it didn't truly serve me the way I thought it was going to at first. Now, when I look at how I can leverage that, though, maybe I can actually leverage it and use that as a extra service, right? I can enhance that and see if people are actually looking for this, or I can actually cut the software program that $80 a month that you would pay to not only the quick cut machine, but the other services it takes to manage that machine. And I can use that for something else, right? To enhance, for example, me doing this podcast, or me implementing something else, or adding this to additional hours for my team so I can get some more stuff done. So I think that when we look at the order can truly be how you are using what you have to maximize on what you currently have. And when I say that, the way I manage my money is truly asking God to help intercede in this area, right? Help me leverage and manage what I currently have and live in abundance, and not use money as a source of controlship, but more so as a tool and a resource. And to take me out of me needing money into putting me more into money comes in abundance to me. I don't need it, it comes to me. So I don't really look at it like that. It also allows me to move according to how my spirit feels. And that allows me to make better financial choices, to allow me to think about my partnerships, or whether I'm going to work with someone in an area or not. And let me tell you, one of the things that I think is very important when we're doing this is to make sure that the money isn't the only thing that you're pushing for. When you only push for the money, a lot of things can get lost in translation, and you forget the purpose of what you were actually truly supposed to be doing. Because when you live in abundance, the money will come. When you truly live in serving the actual person that you're serving with the gift that you have, then the money will come. When you manage what you have, which is structuring what you have appropriately, looking at how you're operating, have you filed your taxes? Are you budgeting according to how you should be? Are you forecasting where your company should go? Did you make a strategic plan? Are you invested in hiring and getting a team, or are you just looking to be a solopreneur and doing everything yourself? Are you tithing or giving back to a charity that you choose to help be able to grow where they are? And in fact, that will actually help you grow because it'll allow you to feel really great about helping other people. And are you investing back into your business and using that as a means of growing your business strategically? But are you actually making the right choices with your money? And if you did make the right choices, have you been pivoting and saying, okay, I didn't? Or are you going in this never ending cycle of making those same decisions and choices, even though you know it's not beneficial for you or your business? So that is one of the things that I say focus on, because there is a time where I to myself have made those mistakes of not making the right financial decisions for my business and purchasing things that were not going to yield me any more return. It was just a shiny object that made my business look good on the outside. But in the inside, the business was like, oh Lord, save me, girl. I'm telling y'all, if I didn't have faith and I didn't trust God and I didn't structure myself in a way that would make sense for me and my lifestyle and my family, that would be it, y'all. When I talk about structures, make sure your bookkeeping's done. Make sure that you are separating your business and personal. Make sure that you're getting with people to help you understand where you can go. And I'm talking about people smarter than you and not just using Chat GPT or all these AIs. You need real life critical thinkers, because the thing with AI is that it can tell you, but it's a whole different ballpark when you have to implement something or when you have to fully understand, because you can go Google anything, but that doesn't make it different than having someone on your team helping you. And on your team means don't do your tax prep yourself. When you start to get more complex, don't try to save the money by doing it yourself. Hire somebody who gets it. Take that leap of faith, because I'm not going to say take that risk. It's not a risk. It's something that's going to help you. So you want to take a leap of faith with finding the right person that is going to help you. And I think that once you start to do that, it is going to be such a change in your financial situation with your business, with being able to manage what you currently have in a way that makes sense. If you're not in alignment financially, a lot of things can change. And when I say things can change, that can literally mean it goes downhill. You're starting over 100 times over. You're losing money in your business. You're losing relationships. You're not being able to take money out of your business to fund your personal lifestyle because the way you're actually currently managing it. When it comes to building wealth, it comes with so many different moving parts. You have to go through a process and stick through that process in order to do this. People talk about building wealth. It comes in different ways. It comes in you get assets, you get protection, you get insurances, you educate and teach those around you in order to show them how to manage also what you have laid out for them or what you have planned for them in the future. Building wealth is not something that is done overnight. This is a practice that you have to do throughout your lifetime. Okay. These are decisions that you have to make during your lifetime in order to make that work. Only does it take you managing your money currently that you have properly with those steps that we talked about, and you having faith in what you're doing and keeping your relationship with God in sync so that you're able to make certain choices financially in abundance, right? But also learning how to get in alignment, because if you don't, things will be sporadic where you are and it will be inconsistent. and you will continue to be searching, and your business will feel it, and you will feel it. And ultimately, your partners will feel it, and you will not be able to grow. You will continue to stay in entrepreneurship mode and hustle mode, because hustle mode is different than building a established CEO business, building a business that you're being a visionary for. I tell people all the time, what's the difference between a CEO and an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur goes out, they take risks, they find ideas, they create something out of nothing. You go in and you develop something out of a vision, and you make things happen, right? A lot of the times you're hustling and you're looking for things, but there may not be order. When we talk about CEOs, they're visionaries, they're planners, they're projectors. They're making sure the team is good. They're making sure the vision is intact. They're making sure the relationships, that they're planning ahead, that they're tax planning, that they're forward thinking. They're making sure things are in place for the company to succeed, for the team to succeed. And that takes a whole nother level of beast mode, of being able to see in a visionary perspective, and being able to lead in a way that is beyond you, right? Because now you're thinking really truly about the company and not about your personal gain, because now you're outside of the company. It's not just you and the company, it's you and the company. You're separate at this point. And so that allows you to grow the business in a way that you probably wouldn't have been able to as just staying a entrepreneur hustler in the business, so to speak. I think that is something important to think about and to take heed to, because when we look at more order, it sounds very harsh, like order, but order is not that. It's just having structure, having something in place that you can follow. I like to look at things like in sequences. So, in order to do this, I would have to do this. So, in order to make $500,000 in my business, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to separate my business and personal. I'm gonna have to create a plan. I'm gonna have to get a team. And in order to get a team, I'm gonna have to make this amount of money in my business. And it keeps going. But the first part is what I'm handling here. I'm not worried about this part. I'm worried about the first 2, 3 steps. And that's order. The first step of where did it go is I need to analyze. In order to understand where my money is going, I need to look at my statements, either separate them or go in if they're already complete. And I'm good at my bookkeeping because I have an accountant or something. Then I'm going to go over that with my accountant and understand what's actually missing. Then, after I understand what's missing, I'm going to enhance what is missing, whether that is getting the right amount of funding, if that is enhancing my current service offerings, getting more leads into my business, focusing on increasing productivity in my business, whether that is creating residual income or income that is going to be sustainable every month. It's going to look the same. And this is going to be something that allows me to move in a way that my business is growing and growing, because I have business models in place. I have methods in place. I have frameworks in place. And as you get these frameworks, these methods, and these processes, and then you start to feel like maybe I don't feel as broke as I did because I'm managing my money, I'm making sure I'm leveraging here. And although you still will go through things in business, you are still able to look at this and pivot, because now you figured out some of the leaking spots in your business and your financial situation that not only you patched up, you actually made this thing do what it do, baby. I'm talking about it is structured. Nothing is leaking out. There is not a patch. There is fully sealed. You can't even see that something was wrong to that place in your business now because you pivoted. So I think that is important to think about. And like for me, when I say how to structure, the way structure shows up in my life right now, I would say I'm taking things and I am hyper focused on how I can serve with excellence to people and do it in a way that's going to be so much value to their lives. You guys know I'm doing finance. And so with that, I focusing on my offers. Okay, what am I offering people? And how am I getting them the value 10 times more than what I'm even charging them? And what does it take for me to get from here to there with no distractions? And what does that take for me in a way that when I get this influx of clients coming in, of leads coming in, to be able to serve them with excellence to the capacity that my team can serve them efficiently? If you have time to do that, take your time now to build what you need to build so that when your cash flow does come in, you're not rushing to get things in. You're not getting bad reviews because your systems, you couldn't handle it. Take the time now to use your structure and your order in order to create a sustainable business and build what you need to build one brick at a time. And I see it a lot where when we talk about you don't need more money, you need order. I see clients scattered all the time. And I'm like, we sit down and we go, listen, tax strategy is probably not going to be your biggest focus right now because you have a lot going on and you have to compartmentalize this. As you compartmentalize and you manage what you have, then your cash flow and your structure will be set in stone as you continue to grasp what you're doing and grow in the areas you need to focus in. I encourage you as entrepreneurs out there to take a 360 look at your business because it may not be what you think it is only. You might have a lot of slow leaks in your business. So it may not even just be taxes. It may be a budgeting issue. It may be a staffing issue. It may be a service issue. It may be a quality issue. It may be a marketing issue. It may be a structure issue. You can't do it all at once unless you have a big team and cash flow to manage that team to do this. Then you need to understand where you can structure this in a way that you're not overwhelmed and put in processes each area and take this time. It may not be 4 weeks. And that's the thing. We have to stop feeling like we have to rush everything in our business. We have to delay gratification. That does not allow your business to grow, and it certainly does not allow you to fix the things that need to be fixed in your business and create the order or the structure that you need. So I would encourage you to start creating that foundation, right? Yeah, you need more money because you need more money to survive. But in this, the foundation is figuring out a process, a framework, some structure, a strategy, some faith, living with abundance and not lack. Understanding that you have to deliver a value and you have to focus on what your services are in order for your business to be really sustainable the way you want it to truly be, and not just, I need more money. I think that it's very important to leverage that. I hope this was helpful with you guys, and I hope that you've learned at least leaving here that maybe I do need more money, right? But in this sense, I don't need more money. I need more structure. I need more order in my business. I need a foundation set so I'm not all over the place. So I hope this was helpful. You guys, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you could get that notification when we drop more. And we'll see you next week. Peace out. Exciting to say the least, and I'm happy that I'm doing it with you guys. Until next time, I love y'all, and welcome to Evolving Out Loud.